Welcome back to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, with the better host of JY and guest host, Ryan Friend. What's up, guys?
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know, so not that it makes a huge difference, but I didn't know until like 30 seconds ago that you were going to be on the show. So I'm excited to have you here to chat and to, I guess wrap up Wodapalooza, maybe talk about the season a little bit, maybe some predictions so far, and go from there. Cool. So first off,
it was nice, by the way, to get that really genuine, authentic reaction to seeing me log in.
Yeah, dude, I was thrown, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, whoa, shit. Well, we and you, we haven't had a lot of I think we've only actually crossed paths one time, and it was at NorCal, and it was while I was coaching Gucci, and the interaction was, I want Gucci to be the next daughter, and your response was a test to, do I know the other daughters that are competing in there? And it threw me for a loop. But yeah, that was our only interaction, which was what, June last year.
Yeah, that was an interesting weekend for me. I was just coming back from Torian Pro, and in some ways I've just felt uncomfortable there, because it was like all of the people, that entire media crew that was there running it basically wanted nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. And I just at
NorCal. And I even brought them gifts from Australia. I think they threw them in the trash.
Okay.
Did you eat them, John? Did Bryson even bring the Tim Tams back to you guys?
I was going to say, was it Tim Tams?
I don't remember any. I don't remember any gifts. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it got back to me.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe it was told to me, but I don't remember it. It wasn't.
I thought that Bryson was like a safe point of contact for me at that point. So I gave him the Tim Tams. I said, hey, bring these back for the guys. I know Bill really likes them because Jeremy Austin used to always bring them from Australia to the games for the commentator staff. But I never heard anything from anyone about it, so who knows?
So how many shows did you guys end up running this weekend officially?
Not many. I want to say 5 or 6.
That's still a lot.
I think we did 2 on Thursday. I think we did 2, 3, 3. So I think it was 8 total.
Oh, okay.
And the Saturday shows were definitely the best shows overall. We had the best guests on those shows. We had the best, that was the best weather day. So,
right.
Which makes a big difference when the whole thing's outside, obviously. So that was, I think if you guys haven't watched any of those shows, the ones I would recommend watching, probably the number one would be the pre-show on Saturday. We had both James Sprague and Lucy Campbell on, after they'd both won back-to-back. So that was probably the best show. We also had Vellner and Fikowski on independently that day, and it's always great to catch up with those guys. So Saturday shows would be the ones I would probably recommend the most.
John, are you recovering from getting railroaded by Sevon about you bending over for Vellner?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
I was like, man, it just seems so out of pocket. I was like,
Yeah.
You want to walk through that? You want to walk through that interview at all?
Sure. I mean, I wasn't even referencing those guys. I was just referencing like me in general. Vellner said something. I don't know if it was before or after the podcast, but I mean, it's a slight at me, and I'm like, I don't think you know who I am. Like you see me on the internet, but like I don't think you know what I'm rocking with as far as like knowledge or memory or just anything. I think Brian has done me a disservice in his eyes, I guess, because
I've done you a disservice.
Yeah, you need to let him know.
Let who know?
You know Pat better than John does, and so John's sad that you didn't let him know who John was. That's
I'm not sad. I'm just saying, you could have done me.
Well, this is something I'm
adjust this a little bit. Is all I'm saying.
We need
if people ask me about you, Brian, I go, listen. I think I'm better, but I do think we're on the same tier.
Do you put anyone else on that tier?
I have not.
Um,
If we're being honest, nobody really tries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if there's anyone that puts in the nuance and specificity of like predictions that you guys do, especially like further than just at the games, or just throughout the season, right? I mean, that's like y'all's thing. I mean, there probably is. Maybe I bet if Barkley tried, he'd probably do pretty good just from the data perspective behind it. But yeah, I agree. I don't think anyone really
who
makes
I
a ton of
would,
effort.
in terms of putting their picks out there, no. And he doesn't do this because he also represents athletes. But PC knows a ton about the depth of athletes competing in this sport, and I would say that he might be considered for that level.
I think he would let his bias get too in the way.
Well, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard.
I mean,
Every
He
single
doesn't-
Yeah,
Asian
but both of you
athlete would
do.
be top
So
10.
that's a dumb statement. You both let your bias.
I don't let my bias get in the way whatsoever.
All right,
Mm.
whatever you say.
I
Okay,
did put
so
Luka
go
Dukic
ahead.
fourth for Wodapalooza one year. Or
What did he get
Rogue
that
or
year?
whatever it was.
no, he's only been there twice, and I mean, we
No
talked.
shade, no shade to Luka. I had a great conversation with Luka this weekend.
Yeah, and he was. I mean, I talked to him as well, and he was. It was just a totally different person coming this year, and I think understandably so. 12 months more to settle into himself as an athlete and navigate life without his brother. It's a really demanding thing. So
Sure. I mean, since you're here, I might as well. I mean, obviously you talk to Luca probably more than most. Does he just generally feel slighted for everyone that went back to the games this year?
I
Or
mean,
to the season?
no.
No.
John, do you want to say anything about that? I mean, he talked to us about it.
No, I mean, he said I wasn't mad at anybody that did the Open. He said he never told anybody to not do the Open.
Sure.
There are some times on the internet where you're in a mood and then you say things and then those things can get taken out of context and then people make their own opinions about them. And
Fair.
then that's why he stopped
Sure.
fighting
he's
people
just
online because he's
basically the spotlight at all
making
times.
enemies and he wasn't trying to make enemies. So
Okay.
at least that's the gist that I got from him, and I believe him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Luke and I are in the same boat, and I think there's other athletes that are in the same situation also in terms of the decision to not participate in the game season in certain ways. But it's not like definitive, and it's definitely not going around and telling people not to. I will say this though. I don't have any patience for people who are constantly complaining about the way that the Open is administered if they're also signing up for it. It's the same regime that's been running it forever. If you don't like it, stop signing up for it. If you sign up for it, stop complaining about it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like obviously
Is that who's that directed to?
Everyone who's been messaging
Anyone
me
who's-
about what bullshit's going on with the Open scoring.
No, I don't message you at all about that stuff.
Not you. I'm saying there's a lot of people that message.
he just
me.
messages me about it.
I
Not
just
how
think
he hates the
I just
workouts.
think it's a BS test and it needs to be better.
I do want to talk to you, I guess both of you, about that at some point, Dave's weekend review. But coming back to that, no, I lost my thought. God damn it.
I mean, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched his weekend review.
So we can go into that. So just leading into that. So basically, Pedro asked. I guess it wasn't weekend review. It was Pedro's.
Since you're mentioning Pedro, I'm ready.
I like it. I appreciate. Should I put mine on? I got some. Hold on. What are we doing?
Oh, you got to watch his Sentinel training
Oh
sponsored.
yeah. I can't even see the
talking
screen. I would wear these, but I literally can't see the screen.
Well, that's actually funny because the reason I was wearing them in Wodapalooza, even when it wasn't sunny, is because of where the glare was. I could see the screen better with them on than with them off.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I couldn't read the comments because of the light. I was trying to, and I'm like, wow.
You're like one of these. You're like,
we're just gonna rock it.
You're like angling the light. So Pedro asked if he asked Dave, do you feel that the Open can be a standalone test of fitness to find the fittest? And Dave said, and I quote, oh, that's an interesting question. And he thought about it for a second. And then he said, I believe that it could stand alone. And then he went into why. And you see that our top athletes are our top athletes pretty much across the board, like the top whatever and the top whatever, right? You could get pretty close. But he said, but we don't have to because we have quarterfinals. And so it was just a telltale sign to me that the Open will be
What
I
it
don't want
is.
to say income, like not a full test of fitness with the quarterfinals, whatever
It's
it
just
is,
3
10
workouts to
days.
sort people for quarterfinals. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, it's three workouts to find the top 25%, and I think it does that pretty well. And I think maybe 5%, give or take, at the 70 to 80 percentile range could jostle if there was a big strength test in there, but I don't think anything else is moving much past that. And so it was just an interesting statement that he said, because we've talked about it ad nauseum over the past 2 years of, is the Open a complete test? Why is there no strength? Why is the bar not heavier? And so on. And so that kind of paints the picture of like, there is a storyline that they're telling. And so this is the first part of the storyline.
Do you know the last time the Open winner won the CrossFit Games?
It would have been Fraser.
No. The
Was
one
it Jeff,
year the one
was it
year there
Adler?
was Jeff Adler in 2023. The 1 year there was a strength test in the Open. The 1 year that we would agree is more of a well-balanced test in the last 6 years.
Well, I mean, and it makes
That's
sense.
the last year the Open
John,
winner
do you remember
won the World Championship?
Do you remember who said that the winner of the games is the strongest guy that can run the best? And it's a crude, summary of it, but I don't remember who said that. But someone said that, and basically what you just said is that the year that Jeff won the Open, the strongest guy with the best engine won. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I think I would reverse it for Jeff, but yes.
Sure.
The best engine who is the
strong enough.
Strong enough, which is more what it is.
Tommy Hackenbrook, because he just fits that mold. That sounds like something he would say.
It was relatively recent. It was in the last few years, but it's interesting though, because it's hard to say that Colton doesn't have the best engine. I mean, obviously not for running, but for burpees and dumbbell snatches, box jumps and wall balls, and all these cyclical movement patterns that are very aerobic for those athletes, barbell cycling and light weights.
I think
he also won the back squat.
I think those are pattern specific over engine specific. I don't think it's an engine bias. I think he's just so exceptional at.
Well, I think the test
sagittal plane patterns
for those. I think the test is too, like the engines are too good for the test, and that's why Colton wins, because his range of motion is shorter than everybody else.
Sure. I agree with what you're saying. And so I think this year was closer to like actually finding the top end of the engine for the elites, right? Like the last 2 years, I think that's what it was. It was just like the tests weren't hard enough, and it was basically just a speed run, right? So like you find a way to cheat the system, you have the most efficiency and those kind of things. And like, it wasn't taxing, it wasn't taking anyone to actual capacity, right? It was going to be one on range of motion, right? Or speed of rep purely, without getting to that end. But I think these tests 1, 2, and 3 all took people to a failure point. Maybe not 1. I think maybe when they did it initially and then people realized how intense they could push it, and I think it got a little bit better. But 2 and 3 for sure, right? Because even at the top level, athletes were failing the last muscle up. Very, very few went unbroken the entire way. There had to be some pacing here. And then this one, even the girl who won, right? Like she had to break. There was still a capacity, like everyone, even at the highest level, was at a full threshold red line at the very end. But anyways, I agree with you, but I think these 2 tests were better than the last, like 2 and 3 this year were better than the last couple of years, as far as that notion.
I would ask you this, because we're talking about range of motion and stuff. Who is the first guy over 6 foot that's in the Open? Off the top of my head, I bet you it's James. Sprague.
Yeah, it's James.
Oh yeah,
we all think he's going to win the CrossFit game.
The guy, it's James, Dallin, and then Quinn Robinson, then Bill Leahy.
Good old Quinn Robinson. Bill Leahy's not 6 foot.
He's not.
No, I've stood right next to him. If it says 6 foot, it's a lie.
And so it's coming back to Dave's statement, and you're harping on the, can it be a standalone test? And I think his statement was it could if it needed to be, meaning they could expand it. I don't think he believes it is currently, based on what he said. So, which I'm fine with, and I think it alluded to how he feels the importance of quarterfinals are. Also, he said that there will always be a burpee and a thruster in the open, which I thought was pretty interesting on the weekend review.
Well, that's assuming that he's always programming it.
Very true, which I don't think is probably an indefinite. But Boz is confirmed for quarterfinals and semis, so maybe he's coming in and maybe going to take the reins at some point.
And I mean, I don't think there's
normal attrition.
I don't think there's been a quarterfinals that has been poorly programmed as far as a well-rounded test. I've been happy with all of them. Maybe you guys think differently, but go ahead.
No, I think they've all been great. I think some of them were a little
overkill,
like overdone. I think the first one was just.
But I kind of think they need to be. Like, I think that's okay.
Well, maybe not the first one. The first one was like the first one. I think
that
there was
60, 50, 40, 30 GHD rope climb pistol workout was probably the hardest workout they've ever had. But
that was nuts.
I had all of my people do this workout, like that are here. And I'm like, and I told them, guys, I'm just giving you a head warning. Like, this is really bad, but if we can handle this, you're going to be fine for any GHD workout you have or any rope climb workout you have, because there will not be one harder than this.
True. All right. So I guess we'll stay in, we'll come back to Wodapalooza. So how did you guys think, let's just talk about the athletes in general, right? Obviously James and Lucy won. I think James seemed to dominate from start to finish. And I think Lucy had, obviously there was a good race there, but she comes to compete. But who surprised you the most over the weekend, maybe good and bad?
Well, I mean, Andre Moistis was second place for the competition. And I mean, I know the name. I did not know she was like that. I mean, and Brian said he knew she was like that, but he ranked her 11th, so he didn't know that much about her. And she was probably
he can't help himself, but like
she was what?
Just like
jab. He does it too. For me, she was probably the surprise of the competition in a good way. And then in a bad way, I mean, Danny Spiegel was pretty bad, and I thought she would be a lot better.
Do we think that she did that TV show thing? Is that why she was like maybe off the grid for a while? What is it? The 100?
100 for America. I mean, yeah. It seems like something she would do, but
yeah.
Well, I was kicking myself about Andre Moistis because I almost always put Aline Wirtz and Andre Moistis in the same tier of athletes, and I was kind of sick of just constantly ranking them one after the other, and so I decided to create some separation. Aline was doing really well in the open. Figured she'd do well in the open workout, probably the wall ball rowing workout, and I did not expect Andre to do as well on the bench press workout at the end of the competition as she did, even leading into it. It was of the four athletes in the top. I wasn't picking her for that. I thought she would get crushed by the clean and jerk bike, which was by far her worst workout.
And I think she would have ranked worse in a better field because she was cleaning 155. Like, I watched what she was doing. Her squat cleans were 155. Like, Lucy had 100 pounds more than her in their spot, and they had like 4 different spots. Like, Lucy was 11th and she was 15th.
Well, I also just wasn't expecting the repetitive nature of the program. Like, we knew obviously that there was a rowing wall ball workout. I didn't realize that like the carryover to the sandbag cleans and the running would be so similar, and then also that you would have a burpee and a thruster. So it's just like, if you're good at one of these, you're gonna, there are a lot of athletes that were good, and for the second year in the row on the women's side, Lucy was the example last year. You could just bomb the clean and jerk or the clean or the complex, whatever it was last year, and still finish first, and then bomb it this year and finish second. I actually was like, I wasn't, even though I didn't pick her up there, I was actually more surprised by Astrid Tin's ability in this, with all of this high volume squatting, being 5'11", to finish 6th in this competition than I was of Andre Moistis making the podium.
Okay.
Astrid is strong, but I don't think that. What was that, John?
This is a bunch of names we don't talk about over here.
I mean, she had the breakout last year.
His response was, "Okay,
I'm listening. I'm listening. I just don't. I mean, hey,
no, it's cool.
I appreciate it.
She's a good squatter. Yeah, she's tough, but she's a good squatter. Like James is built like that. He is a good volume squatter. He does not get tired with squatting. Max, a little bit different, but just endurance, and she's got really good squatting endurance.
And she has been competing in Olympic lifting. I mean, she PR'd in Bulgaria in both the snatch and the clean and jerk when I was there the week before Copenhagen. And she thinks she had a 110 kilo or 111 kilo clean and jerk. So she is strong. But I didn't know that she'd be able to. And she got 12th last year, and she was just drifting backwards the whole weekend. And this weekend she didn't. And she's put a big emphasis on competing individually this year. And trying to make it as a WFP, which she qualified for. So, it was pretty encouraging to see her back that up. And then her team made the podium last year and only missed by 4 points this year, again, against athletes that you would expect to be up there. So, I think that she's the combination of tallest and best individual athlete that we've seen in the women's field, if not ever, in a long time.
At 5'11"?
Yeah, she's taller than me.
Isn't Annie 5'10", 5'11"? No,
she's 5'9".
5'9". Okay.
But she also has reached a much higher level, so that's definitely a fair
okay. Got it. I understand.
Anna Tobias was very tall. I wonder how tall was she?
Yeah, 5'8" probably.
Yeah, she was just long. She was long. She wasn't. So she trained down in Seoul when I was there. She trained with Sam when we were in Miami, and so when I was in PT school, she was a practicing PT. So she came over and trained with Sam a little bit. Yeah, she had a motor.
And then, on the women's side, at least, I'll also say Matilda Garnis did a lot worse than I expected her to do. However, there was such a high premium on that lift. If she hit her last lift, I think she would have been 7th instead of 14th, or right in that range. So, one missed lift for her made a massive difference. And we can talk about that. Obviously that affected a few of the guys as well.
Yeah. Affected Hatfield from 3rd to 4th. Yeah. Right. Or 2nd to 3rd.
A tie for 3rd. There's a little bit of a controversy.
Oh yeah. I don't even know. We'll get to that. What about Ellie? I felt like Ellie.
Dude, she looked great. And then it was very conservative on the clean, and a lot of people thought she would be. And then she just wasn't great. After.
Yeah, she smashed that rope climb workout.
She looked
way down. She looked great.
She looked very fit, and then
the
bench press handstand walk and the clean workout. People were calling the clean workout, but the bench press handstand walk, I was surprised she finished as low as she did.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the best thing for Ellie is that she finished the competition. It's the first time she's done that in 3 years, I think. And
didn't she do RX Wodapalooza last year or SoCal? Right?
Okay, but
she pulled out. That's right.
She pulled out after that snatch workout, or maybe even before it. So that was a win. And the baseline fitness is clearly there. But if you look at her results, that rowing wall ball rope climb workout was a huge outlier, 2nd place compared to 10th through 15th on everything else. So, the field's difficult. It's gotten more competitive in the last 3 years. The fact that she was able to get in here, finish the weekend, finish towards the middle of the pack, I think that's a good building block for
her. What about Emma Tall? Didn't you both have her on the podium?
Yeah, I kind of think she's done.
One.
We'll see.
He's gonna give her a whole bunch of excuses, but
no. My guess for
a lot
Emma,
of fire at all. You know what I mean? You could tell when there's fire and when there's not, and that's what I saw when she was competing. That there wasn't any attacking at all.
And she should have had that fire this weekend theoretically, because she was really one rep away from potentially winning it last year.
Right.
And this is an opportunity to come back, compete, with Lucy, show her that she can win in this format, which, for an athlete who struggles with staying healthy over a long period of time, you only have to be healthy for 28 hours in this competition. And
these events are good for her.
Yeah, I would agree with John. She just didn't seem to have that kick in terms of being done overall. My guess is that she'll have one of the 3 WFP events this year where she's like really good, threatening podium, and the other 2 she'll probably be between 10th and 15th on. Like she's still good enough to have those kind of finishes, but I don't think we're going to see her consistently at her best every time she takes the floor.
Which is sad because I feel like her prime years, something always happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those athletes when you think back on their career, especially at the CrossFit Games, you just, you're like, man, I don't know if we ever really saw her put together a full run through one CrossFit Games set of programming and show us what the peak Emma Tall could have been.
Like people won't look at her this way, but she's kind of like Cara Saunders if there wasn't a 2017.
I can understand what you're saying. I mean, I don't know if Cara could have won in 2014 and could have won in 2017. I don't know if Emma against the whole global field was ever in a position where she could have won at 2 different years. But yes, Cara also, like you look at what her potential was compared to what her output was, and it seems like, yeah, we got a little bit robbed of it here and there.
I feel like Cara had it in her hands in 15 too, had she not had whatever at Murph. I mean, I feel like at least coming into it, right? I mean, I feel like she was primed. The fitness was there. I think it was hard.
Cara's a little like down a little bit. Like everybody wants her to win, and then I mean, hopefully Dallin comes, eventually wins. But like everybody thinks she's awesome and she's amazing, and it's gonna happen. And then just something happens where it doesn't happen. The one year that she like made it all happen was the beginning of the fittest person we've ever seen in history. Woman.
So CrossFit's been populating the chat.
He always populates our chat. Always. So all right, let's swing over to the guys. Just talk to me about Vellner. You guys chatted with him. I know he's coming off of a thing. Do we think his performance is directly related to downtime post?
Dude, he told me he'd be happy with a top 10 finish here. I picked him 11th. 2 guys withdrew that might have beat him, probably would have beat him if they were healthy and in the field.
Sure.
He finished 9th. So I think he's as good as anyone. There's other guys that I can say that I know are pretty good at this, but he's as good at anyone as assessing his current fitness against the competition, like the field of competition and the workouts over his career as anyone I know. It's like he knows coming in whether he has a chance to win, podium, or if he's in trouble.
Yeah, I think he's the definition of I'm not as good as I once was, but I can be as good as I was once. However that saying goes. You know what I'm talking about?
That was close. Yeah, of course I know what you're talking about.
He's the definition of that.
Not as good as I was. Yeah, I'm gonna use that as my the closeout.
I can be as good once as I ever was. Like that should be his like walkout song.
She's Vellner walking out to Toby Keith.
Why not?
That's pretty good. All right, so is let's see, who's I about to ask? Is Hatfield just going to continue to like fuck up and lose spots and points continuously?
Yeah, if you think about it, like if he just hits a any clean 315. Right?
Any clean,
on the first clean, he's second easily. Like not close tier of his own second.
Right.
Even if they did the last event and Yona wins the last event, Hatfield would have been right there. Like he would have been second easily. But he didn't. So and I think what this show, regardless of his mess up and where he places, like I don't really care what he places, because if he would have hit that, he'd be second easy. Like his fitness is second easily. But the gap between him and James is a lot. Like it's significant. Now, obviously, the programming I think at Wodapalooza was much more favorable for James, but James beat him in the open workout. Like, and if he's beating you in that, like, where are you going to gain points on him? The weightlifting is where you would, and James is only getting stronger, and he's only getting stronger. Like he's going to be pretty soon. There's no place else to make up points if you're Austin Hatfield.
Well, I think you and I talked about it a little bit, but as long as we're comparing him to James, like I was there was hardly anyone else out there watching the sandbag workout because it was horrendous weather. But I was able to just like walk up and down the railing there, and I was looking at the athletes' faces. And I actually I was so enthralled by the intensity in James Sprague's look attacking these sandbag complexes that I took a video of it, and I was like, damn, like this is like motivating to me just to be able to watch this crazy desire to compete. I didn't see that from Austin this year. He's like the guy, he says, you said, John, he's always confident. He always says, I'm here to win. I only come to win. I would have won that. I would win this. I'm the best at that. But when he goes and competes, I don't see it in his eyes the same way I see it in James's eyes. So he needs to find a way to tap into that competitive intensity. We used to, and it doesn't, like, your demeanor off the field of play doesn't matter. Noah Olson can be joking and whatever. When it's 3, 2, 1, go, Noah is on. And I need to see that from Austin.
Well, and I mean, like you talk about the same event, Austin was second the entire time during that event. He was second, going until the last sandbag complexes, going into the pull-ups, and Ty and Yona both hawked him down, and he ended up 4th place in the event. But he was second to James, like James League of his own. He was about a rep or two ahead of Yona and Ty the whole time until they came back for the last time on their sandbag complexes. And then it's just who wants it more. And he gets hogged down in 30 strict pull-ups. Like Austin's extremely good at strict pull-ups. It's just he needs to get a lot better in that coming clutch. I mean, I don't even know, like just having that game day gene, you know what I mean? Like he needs to improve in that. But the bad thing about it is I don't know if that's easily improved, because a lot, like, you either have that or you don't. Like, people come into the games with that. They don't, like, it's hard to develop.
I don't want to count out Austin's ability to win a competition, because he was second to Colton and Mayhem last year, and then he won WFP. And that was a very good field, and he managed to pull it off while a lot of other guys were slipping left and right. He was in the mix at the games. Everyone can have their own opinion about the pegboard and what implications could have happened there or not. And he hasn't had the same relevance since then. But you flash back 5 years now to Jason Hopper, who just shows up at a semifinal and wins, and then goes to the games, and it's like, who the heck is this guy? It's nothing like what we saw. And then it got even worse before it got better. So the fact that I've seen Austin, like I always say, there's a difference between being second and winning. And when you show me that you can win against the best field that's out there, which he did at WFP1 last year, then it's in my mind.
He won Mayhem too. He wasn't second. He won.
He did win? Okay, sorry.
I mean, they were like 1 point. They were like back and forth. I mean, seconds separated them between every workout.
My fault. So he can win. And I think that, just because you can win once doesn't mean you'll win again. But I'm going to say that we will see Austin win another significant competition. I don't know if it'll be this year, next year, or 3 years from now. But I think within the next 3 years, whether it's games, a massive semifinal, WFP event, a rogue, like he's going to win something. And then once he gets that, like we're still waiting to see with Jason. Will the win trigger more wins, or is it just, a one-off? But Austin has that. I think he has that potential.
I mean, it's clear he has the like physical ability to do it, right? But I think John is just saying that between the ears, it just doesn't seem like it's there right now. I mean, it was a wall ball workout, and the guy's supposed to be one of the best squatters in the space, and he got absolutely worked, right? And I know it's the open, and you can't put, John.
I want to ask John a question, because we're talking about Austin and Colton and squatting. Why didn't Colton do Wodapalooza? Was this not like a guaranteed 30K for him minimum?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. Why would I know that about Colton?
No, I was thinking about it. I'm like, he likes to compete.
I don't think it's guaranteed he beats Austin.
Maybe not. I feel like, dude, I don't know. I look at these workouts.
I mean, that bench press workout, he would have flew through.
It's a lunging handstand walk workout. James did the bench press unbroken too. Like it's only so much you can make on the bench press.
I mean, Yona was rep for rep with
right. I mean, Yona went unbroken
James
too. I'm saying if these guys are going unbroken, his bench press superiority means nothing.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know how he would have done it running the sandbag complex workout. Colton. But not that he would be bad, but I hear you. I don't think it's a guaranteed 30K. He'd be in the running for it, but I don't think it's a guaranteed 30K. For the record, I still think Austin has the most potential out of every single man there is in the field. I think
potential means where they are to where they can be.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what they've shown so far
ability. Ability.
Okay.
I think he has the most ability out of everybody in the field. But I don't, as of right now, I don't think we will ever see it. I think people are telling him how awesome he is every day. And I think he needs to think until he thinks I'm nothing.
John's like, he needs to hate himself a little.
No, he does.
Yeah, dude.
Matt was scared of everybody when he was better than everybody. Austin carries himself like that, and he's not better than anybody. Right? Like, he posts himself doing 10 pegboards unbroken and says, I'm the best pegboarder. I told you it's the pegs that are messed up, right? Like, I know for a fact there are 5 guys that can go sub 3 minutes. They did it on one day, so you can compare your best day to their worst day. But I know that they are sub 3 minute guys, and you're going to go into the next pegboard event and think you're awesome. The second I lost my Austin's the next guy feeling, like my faith in Austin, and I still think he could win the games one day. I still think he has the most potential out of any guy in the field. I am very much so convinced that we might not ever see it, because when he got smoked and killed Taylor on the small cut, the shorty rope climbs, right? And embarrassed, right? The second that happened, he texted me and said a short rope is ordered today. And I'm like, cool. When he got last in the Atlas workout, it's a rope climb dense workout, but he was last in his heat, the last heat. He was 3rd place going into that event. And he took 10 out of 10 guys in that heat. After getting smoked by Taylor in the shorty rope workout, you would think that you would put so much rope climb in volume into that workout. The other part of it was thrusters. I'm pretty sure he's all right at thrusters. Like, to get last in that, told me everything I needed to know for his future, because that would never happen to Matt Fraser. That would not, you know what I mean? That's why I got so down on him after being so high on him, is once I saw that at the games, and I know everybody's hyped on James, and Jason won the games, and Justin did his lunge unbroken, and we're all thinking of this thing. I saw it as Austin might never win. He might never win, because he might not have it. You have to stop thinking you're great. You have to. If you want to be great, you have to stop thinking you're great. If you're great at something, people will tell you. If you're good at something, you tell people. And that's what he's doing.
I actually got this question. A similar version of this question this weekend as well. If that's the best environment for Austin to get to the next level.
So the question is there a culture of not weakness work at Mayhem? And it's directed to John. And so
I'm not going to speak on Mayhem's not the place. I don't even think that's it. I just think I really think it's a mindset. And I think it's what training that you put in. If it is, then it is, but I'm not going to say that it is. I think if you're Austin, I just don't think if you're Austin, you can't go hey, Angelo, this is what I need to fix. I'm not as good as the others at this. I want to be the greatest of all time. How do we get there? There are smart people at Mayhem. And if that's not how they're thinking, then they're not as smart as I thought they were. He's not Guy and he's not Haley, okay? Guy doesn't want to work hard, and Haley's had to mentally not be obsessed with it to continue the sport. He's not either of those two people, okay? No offense to Haley. You know what I'm saying with that.
But definitely offense to Guy.
It's just the truth. Yeah, I mean, all the offense to Guy. Do your freaking 50 cows on a bike. Like, and I don't even think Angelo is his coach. I think it's Jake, but Angelo was.
I think it's Angelo.
It's Angelo now.
Mm-hmm. Just based on like how they talk in the podcast, it sounds like Angelo's
okay.
coaching.
But like I just like there's no way those talks don't happen.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Seema's questioning.
So then what's the problem?
Yeah. I mean, this is like, shouldn't Angelo be pointing that out? Not the athlete.
I just think that they are. I know that they're smart people, but
sure.
then so then the problem is mindset or how you're attacking something or thinking that, oh, we're good here. We don't need to work it. Like
John, have you and I talked about the Mayhem, what Mayhem is historically good at compared to what they have not proven to be historically good at when it comes to coaching?
Even if you have, I want to know. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Mayhem's historically is not very good at developing the best of the best. If you're literally one of the fittest people in the world, tell me the Mayhem athlete that has gotten a lot better. Now, if you're a semifinal person trying to get to the games, like that, those type of people, they're extremely good. They're, I mean, probably the best type of people or best type of coaching environment. But I mean, tell me the person.
So yeah, I think that they're amazing and maybe and amongst, if not the best, at like moving the masses forward. If you're an athlete that wants to improve your open score, if you want to get to quarterfinals, if you want to have a chance to get to semifinals, improve within a semifinal field, you can follow Mayhem programming or get a Mayhem coach, and you can start to move towards those goals. If you are one of the 20 best athletes in the world, and male or female, and then you start with Mayhem, I haven't seen the athlete that's able to move up within those ranks.
Honestly, Paige was great, and then she had a baby. Like she was improving every year, and then she was 10th place at the games, and then she had a baby. And I like she is kind of the one that has been improving as far as like top of the spear improving. But like they've got a staple of athletes. Like Roman was top 2. Where is he now? Like Samuel Cornway was like a perennial games athlete. Where is he now? I know some of these people are just aging out, but Haley and Guy are also there. Where are they now?
Haley and Guy were already finishing 5th and 7th at the games.
Was Haley? I feel like, I mean, if you
Haley was
5th 2 years in a row.
She had 4
I know, but
years
I think she was in Mayhem for all of that, wasn't she? Already?
I mean, she started training at the College Hill CrossFit and came up all through her teenage years there. And I think she was still down in North Carolina when she was first going to the games.
So I think, and this is like just from a coach's perspective, I know for a long time, Mayhem, like even their individual stuff for their high level athletes, they all did the template, right? For a long time. Like their individual design stuff is pretty new since they brought Jake in, right? Like that's like last 2 years. But I do know that they still.
Which Jake are you talking about, by the way? They have a few Jakes down there. They have 3 Jakes that coach.
Not Locker. No.
Okay.
No, the one that came from Brute. He's the head of their ID. Foster?
Jake Foster, Jake Locker.
Sorry, it's Dom.
Dom's
in charge of their ID, their individual design. Sorry. There's a lot of Jakes, and it always just seems right to say Jake. But I feel like they still do a lot of group work. And when you do that, you compete a lot. It's hard to create intensity in your own training when, you're pedal to the metal and you're trying to iron sharpens iron design, right? When you go through a lot of group mixed stuff. I think it makes it really tough to have a lot of weakness work because it takes up a lot of overall time. Like just in the training, right? Like it's just used up reps and used up volume. And so I know Proven.
Someone mentioned that. Yeah, and someone mentions Proven here, and I think that in the last 2 years at least, you got to look at Proven and Brute as being the counter examples to Mayhem, where they are having athletes that are already in that top 20 that are making like moving up within the top 20. Every spot you move up there is harder and harder to do, and yet we see Maddie Sturt climbing through the top 10. That's hard to do. You see James climbing through the top 10. I mean, maybe he's an anomaly, but like they got Jason back up there. Dallon's right up there threatening for podiums and wins. Yeah, I think one's coming for him. Jake Crouch, I don't know if we've seen the peak from him, but he was 6th and 5th last year at Rogue in the games. Like those 2 camps are doing it. And even the guys behind them are coming up. Grace Walton, 8th at Rogue. Like that's a notable finish.
Ricky, 2nd.
Sure. So that it's just these are just facts. These are just numbers on paper that the proven and the brute athletes are making these small climbs, and that the mayhem athletes are sort of stagnant within that top 20.
Yeah,
I would love to do like an in-depth dive of why. Like if you spent 2 weeks at each camp and then just kind of did like a mini documentary of these are the main differences.
Phil
You know what
B
I mean?
just said it right there. These aren't necessarily camps. Like Jay and Maddie train together, and there's times when they go to proven or times that Ricky comes in to train with him, but it's not every day. James is on his own. Well, Grace Lochner's there with him now. Dallon's on his own now. Jason's on his own now. Emma Lawson's on her own. Amy Kringle's pretty much on her own.
Even when they were in Jacksonville together, they
weren't doing the same thing.
They would never do the same thing. Not even on their Brutal Friday was different, right? And I think that's the biggest difference between Mayhem. And if you listen to who's the CEO of Proven?
Nick Johnson?
Nick. Yeah, Nick's interview with Sevon or Pedro, maybe. They talk about how they've gone through iterations of what it looks like, right? So they came in initially when they started their individual design and they started doing the one-on-one coaching, and it was a disaster, right? They had this huge mass exodus. Everyone came in and then they all left, right? Because they had a really bad showing at the games and people were injured. And then they went to fully dispersed. No one was training. They weren't utilizing their common space, right? No one was training together and anything. And now he was talking about how they have a flow where they have some mixed work together and they have pieces that they'll share at different times of the year. And then at other times of the year, they'll do everything together, right? Like this, they talks about their game camp and that it's pretty much everyone's doing the exact same thing. And it's a competition for almost like spring football, right? Like it's just grueling, like junction football, like old school stuff. Like it's just hard, right? And so it's an interesting one. And then, I don't think we know a lot about Mayhem, but I think they do a lot of, I'm going to keep harping on this. I think they do a lot of the concept of iron sharpens iron, right? You're just going to compete. And I just don't think that's how you get to be the best anymore. I think it was for a long time, and that's how Rich did it. Follow me and I'll bring you to the light. And
I can't get it out of my mind. I can't get out of my mind from last year what Jason said about how his training changed when he hired Coach L, and that his intensity is down. And the amount of intense workouts, this concept that you're talking about, is down. But that 2 to 3 times a week, something comes up in his training that scares the shit out of him, and he has to go there. And like
right.
L has a relationship with him and the understanding of him as an athlete to write a program that's going to put him in a spot that he's not sure if he can do it. And if you're writing a workout for 10 people, it's very difficult to tap into that for any of them, let alone all of them. And so that's what I think that the top athletes in the world should be queuing in on. And if you don't feel like you're getting that from your coach or your coaching program, then there's plenty of people out there that are qualified and that are willing to give it a try. But if you're finishing 10th 3 years in a row in the same competitions, change it up. Or otherwise, unless you're okay with that.
Yeah, listen, jybarbell.com will take you there. Okay. We've been getting people from 10th to podium for years, since 2023. Okay. Many local comps of people went from 10th to podium.
Perfect.
Go to jybarbell.com. $25 a month. Let me make you strong.
I don't know about 10th to podium. I do know that it'll make you strong.
All right.
Sure, my shirt has established since 2023. So that's when I say years.
So, all right. So swinging back through Austin, I think that was like where this conversation sort of shifted. I think it's like we said this last year, and I think it's like, so it's sort of the same thing with Ricky. It's like one more year and I think it's there, but he's got to show us that he can close. Is Ty Jenkins going to be a top 10 athlete this year, or was the field just not super strong?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
I'll say this: cracking into the top 10 in the men's field, if all of them are competing, which I think they all are at the games, or at least planning to at the games, at least, that is a very tall tale to ask.
Listen, the ceiling for Ty is 10th place. So
why?
because of his strength? The top 10, the ceiling
because of his strength. Like you just don't think he can get strong enough.
No, the other guys
are the top 9 guys.
They're just better. He's strong enough. They're just better. They're fitter than him all the way around.
Yeah, but he's 11. So you don't think he can get fitter?
The
He
gap
can.
from 11 right now, the gap from the top 9. I think you had Roman at 9. I had Austin at 9. We did our top 100 to 10, which I think we kind of both think is Tudor right now. Maybe Colton there's a gap there, a notable
Tudor,
gap.
Colton, Ty, you can put like that type of athlete. Maybe no, like that. Those 3 guys, like, and I mean it's a thick gap.
Sure. Do you think? I mean, I arguably Ty is probably maybe Colton, but the most disciplined athlete in the space overall. And do you think that is going to allow him to continue pushing forward over everyone, or you think talent at that point, like he just doesn't have the talent that everyone else has, even if they're maybe not as disciplined as him?
Oh no, I think he can improve. I think
yeah,
Ty
for sure.
definitely
But like, do you
break
think he
in.
can improve
I
enough if the field is shifting forward still?
I do. I think he has more room to improve than a lot of those guys. But that's not. That's
Tell me, John. Tell me the guy in the last 6 years that's been 20 years old and able to make the top 10 at the games.
Dallin, James, Jason.
No, not at 20. They needed a couple more
I
years.
thought you said in their 20s.
No, at 20. I'm saying right now. We've seen it plenty of times on the women's side at 18.
Oh, 20. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Pretty much got to be about
nobody.
22 or 23. Maybe Ty will be the first one to do it, but we haven't seen it yet. There were some times 10, 15 years ago. But
well, I'm talking about in general down years. I don't think he's talking about this year. I think he's just talking about eventually.
Well, I think eventually Ty is absolutely going to finish in the top 10 at every competition he competes.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
I think he'll improve enough that he's got way more room to improve than all the rest of the guys ahead of him. But yeah, I don't think this year he's going to make up that. I think 10th is the ceiling.
Okay, cool.
How much fitter do you think James is to Tudor?
What's even a scale for that?
Right. Yeah. Like what's
how much?
I mean,
Roman
ironically, that scale is only like a few percents, which is wild, right? Like it's only a couple percentile, truly, from like 15th to first. Maybe not 15th, but that.
Well, I'll tell you this: James took first place on the first 3 workouts.
Right.
Pull up Tudor score on 26.3, and then just approximate how he's going to do on that running strict pull-up workout.
Yeah, but there was no double unders. Tudor could beat everybody in a double under workout.
Nope, he got absolutely smoked by James by the double under bike handstand walk workout at WFP.
Nobody cares about WFP. I'm talking like the open workout with the 185 deadlift double under row workout. How did Tudor do in that one? You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
20-minute AMRAP
or
20-minute AMRAP rowing double under 185.
I think Tudor won that workout.
Oh, that's crazy! Can't believe I just pulled that out.
God, you're such a loser.
Just
he won it by like.
You're gonna pull up biking handstand walk workout that has double unders in it and call out a double under workout? Get out of here.
Dallin and James are extremely efficient at double unders.
Yeah, no, they absolutely. They're not Tudor though.
Yeah, dude, 1,000 Unbroken was wicked. That was so cool.
I mean, the workout I pulled out was not that ridiculous. Tudor won the handstand walk ramp workout at the finals as well. Like those are 2 skills that you're saying he's elite at, that he could win events at. If you can't keep up on a bike.
Yeah, he's obviously a trash biker. Everybody knows that.
He's working on it.
What place did he get? What did he place to get? What place did he get?
By Guy. I don't know.
By who?
Someone made a comment about Guy and a bike earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was like you can't get better. What was it? You can't get better at cycling without a bike.
I don't have much love for you if you're not good at a bike. I just don't, unfortunately.
And all right, so
that's why John loves me. Only thing I'm good
is completely biased.
Is James Sprague the fittest guy on the planet?
Listen, Hopper is the fittest man in the world.
Well,
no, he's not.
James Sprague is going to beat him at the 2026 CrossFit.
He has the title of fittest man on earth. That's not what I'm asking. Who is currently, like right now? If you had
the CrossFit Games happened today, I would say James.
No, it's clearly James.
Yeah,
I
think so.
will take nothing away from the fact that Jason won the games last year on a weekend that everybody there wanted to win it. He got the job done. But we talked about this already. Not even John Young, who puts the CrossFit Games on the massive pinnacle that is completely ridiculous, ranked Jason ahead of James coming into this season, because this guy shows up and he podiumed at every single competition he did last year. He did more competitions than all those guys except for Rogue, where he took 4th, and we both agreed that was actually his most impressive finish. This guy did a half Ironman, an Athex Championship, a High Rocks, and he just smoked the field again to start this season. He's the only guy over 6 feet in the top 10 in the Open. There's not a single workout or competition that James is showing up to that he isn't relevant at, and we can't say the same about Jason or anybody else in the field.
So why do you think that is? Because I think individually, if you look at every piece of his skill, he's arguably probably not like a top 5 athlete in any unique aspect of the sport, right? Like if you pulled out all the modalities, like he's not a top 5 runner. He's close. Maybe
machines. He's top.
Yeah, I guess machines. Okay, machines. So, okay,
literally any machine. He's probably the
machine.
best. He's probably the best on a bike.
Yeah.
Maybe
Even
not
though-
like
even though Jason
130 cal sprint. I'll take Jason and Roman. But
Right.
I mean, if it's 30 cal sprints,
he
like
blasted them on that 5-minute AMRAP.
yeah, that's
by
what's
like
like an
8
extended,
calories.
an
Wow.
extended.
Actually, I'm gonna take Reggie Foss on the 30 cal bike sprint.
No, he's not fit enough.
Does Reggie
to
Foster
get
weigh
there.
250 pounds?
Yes, he is, dude. He absolutely annihilated Roman on the Watt test at the Crucible. It was insane.
I'm saying he's not fit enough to get to a place that's relevant for him to be there. If I
John
pull
says
out
he's
some
not fit enough
freaking
to
power
enter his
lifter
mouth.
guy,
Okay,
that pull
Brian.
out the guy that did 80 cals in 1 minute, and I'm gonna say he's the best biker in cycling.
Hey, Reggie
in
Fosse is
CrossFit.
selective with where he competes, but he just had another great performance at the Crucible. And once they moved WFP to London, he did the qualifier and is in the field. So we'll actually get to see him compete in a more traditional style competition in a couple weeks.
We will. If you
What'd you
take
say,
Reggie
the Watt
Fossa in a like a what's that one workout? The 15 cal, 20 toes to bar, carry the sandbag sprint workout, 3 rounds of that. You know what I'm talking about? It was
Which
a semifinal. It was a
competition?
semifinal workout. The last workout. Semifinals, the last
yes.
workout.
Yeah,
North
yeah,
America
yeah.
semifinals.
Hmm.
Austin got 11th. He didn't make the games because he was 11th place because he didn't do good in this workout. Right. I want to say Dallin, Roman, and Jason were all right neck and neck to each other. Like a workout like that, Reggie Fossa isn't there. That's what I'm talking about. You can't say he's the
all I
best
said was
biker. If
I just said 30 calorie bike sprint. He's in the
I'm talking
Yes.
multiple 30 cal bike sprints in a workout.
Reggie
All right.
Fossa is going
He's
to
not
show
fit
you.
enough to be there.
Yes, he is. On the bike.
Then
yes.
you're on crack. Reggie Fossa. Let's look up every single bike workout that these guys all did together. Not a 20-minute
I'm
watt
not
test.
talking about in the
Jason
in his
Hopper
past.
did
I'm talking
420
about-
watts on a 20-minute watt test.
Speaking of the Watt test,
I
where did we
think that
just see a
Reggie
Watt
Fossa
test
can
at?
beat that. The Crucible.
Where do right? Why were they? What happened? Was there something wrong with the bikes? Why were because those Watt tests, those numbers were in the dirt.
No, it was because there was the fourth of 5 workouts that they were doing back to back to back to back.
Okay.
After
I didn't
another
know
day where they
anything.
did
I
3
just saw. I remember
back-to-back.
seeing the numbers, and I was
Yeah.
like, those are really
No,
exceptionally
it's
unimpressive.
very different than
Yeah, fresh.
Dubai when they did
Where
it
it opened.
as a first workout. Granted, they had to
Got
do
it.
it on damper 10, so it's not even the same test. But additionally, in that competition, there's like you can't fail. If you fail to advance, so you have to be a little bit cautious. But
Interesting. Okay.
I mean,
got
Reggie
it.
crushed the field, including Roman and Yella, and he did it without really breaking a sweat. I never would have thought that what I saw could have been true, but this guy's capacity on a bike is ridiculous. Anyway, that's way off the point of what you were asking about James Sprague. I think that James Sprague has also shown really high proficiency for upper body pulling in recent competitions. His high volume, especially of rope climbs, chest to bar pull-ups, are, I mean, I would say in the top 5.
I think what he has on the boys is that. Like, I don't think he has like a special, like anything that like all of them are good at. I'm talking about Jason and Dallin. Justin's a little bit of a different case just because different bodies. But with the things that Justin and Dallin are really, really good at, best in the world at, James is also best in the world at. But what he has on them is that the things that the little guys are good at, thrusters and pull-ups,
And
and
burpees. I would say James
like in
manages
burpees, like all the little
pretty
guy
well for him, like,
things.
he's fucked.
That's what I'm saying. All the little guy things, he's better than them at.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has this on them. And that's where he makes his points up at the games. And then
Sure.
Ken Dallin and Jason make up the same amount of points or more on a strength test. And James is closing that gap. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's a runaway. Like I think people are having recency bias because he crushed everybody at Wodapalooza. He's supposed to. He should have. Like he is my favorite to win the games, but I don't think it's. I think it will be a race just like last year, and just James is on top.
In a one-off competition, he can be beat. He did not win WFP 1 or 2. He did not win at the games. He did not win Rogue. Like, there's 4 significant competitions he did not win last year. But I'm saying the fittest on earth across the total spectrum of what we've seen from him in the last 12 months, his ability to show up consistently across a lot of different things and do well is unmatched. And all these things that people are saying in the chat about he's oddly good at things that shouldn't be, he can be mentioned in all these things. I think it comes down to the character trait that is separating James from everyone else is that his muscular stamina across the board is just better. It doesn't deteriorate over 100 reps of almost any movement as dramatically as most athletes do with most movements.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think Brian's just sucking him off more than usual because he took so long to do it in the first place.
No, because this guy's, I am.
I think you're making up for the past.
For what past?
Because you always underrate James, and now you're like trying to make up for it by being overly
because
on him.
He's just continuing to show up and do more and more impressive things, and
eventually, I feel like
ignore it.
His linear progression has just been pretty impressive on just continuously getting better at what he's bad at, which I think is the telltale sign, sort of like what you guys were talking about with Austin is I think the telltale sign of a champion is being less than ideal at something and then coming back and being pretty good at it. And I think that's like where it is, right? This is a sport. Home runs are great, but home runs don't win championships, right? And they don't win the CrossFit Games. But when
you hit home runs and you don't
exactly.
That's when you win.
He's talking about James versus Austin.
I'm just talking about in general, just success.
He literally came up to me. He came up to me at WFP finals before the last day, and he goes, "By the way, I'm winning this workout today, the first one, and because it's my 3rd win of the weekend, I'm going to do a fadeaway 3." He knew he was going to win it. He won it, and he did that. And it's 10 workouts, and he won 3 of them. I know that not everyone in the world was there, but like he won 3 events again this weekend. He's been winning events at Wodapalooza for years. He's got event wins at the games, wins events at semifinals. Like he can win, and he's giving away less and less points on the things that these guys are saying he shouldn't be that good at.
Right. I agree.
And he's doing this without swimming too. He's pretty good at swimming.
Right.
I'm talking like at the games.
Yeah. Pedro asked,
Pedro, if you mention Pedro one more time, I have to put the glasses on.
Just put them on. Peter, I guess I should call him Peter. I don't know if I know him that well. It's just habit. He asked Dave a rapid fire, and his first 2 questions were, will they be at the ranch? And Dave said no comment. And then he asked, will there be swimming? And he also said no comment with that shit-eating grin and smirk. Do you think we'll see swimming at the games this year?
I mean, I think those answered your questions.
I know for the first one, but that's because I think everyone understands that they're going to go to the ranch, at least. But the second one, I'm not so sure because it just kind of came. If it was first and he said no comment, I would have.
If they do, it'll be in a pool.
Yeah. Is there any water near the ranch?
Where did they swim? Did they go to a pool in the 2020 games?
And
I could see them
swimming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them doing a swimming workout in that pool as the first workout on Thursday morning before shuttling them to the ranch for a trail run, deadlift, ladder type combination workout or whatever.
Well, I could see it as like the opposite of that, where the swim is the last event of the day.
No, they need it to be as cold as possible. 7 a.m.
It's in the pool.
It's Northern California. It'll be all right.
I would say no. I don't think they're going to swim this year. I do think they go to the ranch. Have Have they made any follow up with regards to CrossFit licensed events and swimming since they made that that thing
I have no idea.
in August or September of 24?
No.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of events that potentially have been licensed. I feel like they might have moved away from really pushing that licensed event goal, right? To like try to,
Because they screwed it up so badly so many times. They
The
just let
only
it go.
license event is Xenom.
what?
Xenom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, wild. All right. Let's see what else was talk worthy at Wodapalooza.
Right at the beginning of this podcast, someone made a comment about the competition for the best analyst. And one of the things that John and I have not had a chance to do is to follow up on the bet that we initiated when we were in Andrews
Oh yeah, what was
a
the
couple
bet?
months ago.
Yeah.
But
So go ahead.
we hadn't quite settled on it there. We had just acknowledged that we were going to do it. We put something on the line. In the time that's passed since then, we have refined that process, but we didn't get to do the podcast.
Unfortunately.
We were going to do a podcast with Andrew on Thursday, and it didn't happen. And there hasn't been a good time since. And that's one of the reasons that we're here tonight.
And then also, Wodapalooza was supposed to be our first. A lot of things got messed up. Wodapalooza was going to be our first like battle, and we ultimately decided to scrap it because the men did 80% of the competition, and 2 of the events were changed. So we ended up scrapping it, and we're not going to count that towards this one. So we're doing best of 3. Me and Brian are going to do best of 3. Rogue, the WFP finals, and the CrossFit Games. And the winner of this, and we're just going to go like spots off, average spots off for men and women.
Time's a multiplier that we've established that of those 3 competitions, the Games is the most heavily weighted, followed by Rogue, followed by the WFP finals.
Got it. Okay.
So like if like Brian wins, if Brian wins on
December.
Yeah. If Brian wins the WP finals in Rogue, but I win the Games and like heavily win the Games, then I would come out on top because the Games is worth more. As long as like I'm not getting smoked in the other 2, right?
You could potentially lose 2 of the competitions, but still win the season because of the multipliers.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's expecting that actually.
Obviously. Clearly.
No, I'm really not expecting that at all. But I'm pretty good at Rogue, actually. I've never done WFP. I don't even know if I'm good at that or not.
So is it okay? So WFP final. So because it's cumulative points. So how are you going to do that?
We're going to score the finals.
Just the finals. The finals.
You guys are just going to score the final.
Just the finals.
For the finals, for WFP, there will be like last year, for example. Even though the finals didn't like stand alone as a competition that paid out prize money, we can look back and say James was second, first at the finals, and first overall. Yonakoshi took like 5th at the finals, 7th for the season.
Got it. Okay.
So there is still a finals leaderboard independently, and that's what we'll be scoring for this.
Got it. I appreciate that.
And then what is our bet, Brian?
Oh yeah, what's the bet?
The bet that we established on Hiller's channel is that if John wins, that I'll sign up for the Open next year.
You were signing up anyways. I don't think that's a fair one. I also thought that you were already going to sign up. The bet should have been you signed up this year, but you guys didn't want to do it.
I will not. I have said in the past that I will never sign up for the Open if Dave Castro is running. I have been willing to set that aside for this bet, regardless of if Dave Castro is involved next year or not. But if I win,
it is a bit of a cop out if he's not involved. Just saying.
That's what that's what we agreed on. So, and John's gonna run a marathon if he loses.
Yeah.
What's the time frame? What's the time frame from like? Do you get to prepare for it, or are you just gonna like roll out of bed and like roll 26.2?
I would say within the month.
For the marathon?
Yeah.
I knew John was going to say that 100%. John is like, I can run a marathon right now.
You're going to find a marathon in January?
Oh, you want me to sign? I was just going to go run 26.2 miles.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Great. You can do that. But I want a cameraman there.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna
Preferably
like,
Andrew on a golf cart.
do every hour just on Instagram. Be like, all right, we're
Every
every
hour.
mile.
10
No,
hours later.
Not every hour,
No.
every mile.
Andrew's gonna be there. We'll get him a golf cart. He can follow you along
Oh,
and
dude, it's gonna be
document
the
as much as you want.
boringest 5 hours of all time.
For sure. 5 hours? Probably.
Whatever a 10 and a half minute mile pace is.
5 hours.
That's what I can hold a marathon for. I've done it before. I could do it
You
again.
ran a marathon?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of like worked my way up to it, but I don't know if I can. I probably cannot run that right now without stopping. But I did run one without stopping, and it was like a 10 and a half minute mile pace.
Impressive.
I'm impressed.
I think the other person should have to make the loser should have to make the winner some like plaque or something that says senior analyst.
And then you get to take it home for the year, and then every year, like you have to mail it to each
fantasy
other.
Football.
Yeah, so like 2026, it could be me, and then like 2029, finally Ryan gets it. Like after like 3
waiting
years.
for that.
And
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to set you up for that one, Brian. I did. I walked you right into that one inadvertently.
No, I'll wear my Garmin. That way, it's like you guys like I can't lie about it.
For
By the way, if
marathon,
if I lose, we also had this on there. I don't want to pretend like we didn't do it. If I lose the bet, or if I win the bet, and John's running the marathon, and Jay Crouch wins the CrossFit Games, I have to do the marathon also.
It's just a little like in the fine print.
Okay. Why is that? I missed that part of the Hiller talk, or was that all behind the scenes?
I don't know what that was. He volunteered that.
I just said it, and I don't want to pretend.
I think Andrew was like, Jay Crouch is going to win the CrossFit Games, and Ryan said if that happens, I'll.
Doesn't Hiller think Paige is going to win the CrossFit Games this year? Isn't he like super high on Paige powers?
Yeah, Jay and Paige.
Jay and Paige. Okay. All right. All right. What else from Wodapalooza? Anything?
I gotta say, I was a bit reluctant at first because I didn't know what it would be like. This is my first time.
So how did it go?
Working
you were hired by
Brian.
Wodapalooza, and you brought John on to do the show with you. Is that the gist? Or did you go down with Hiller? Or
not quite. I was. I mean, people know that last year I had done the broadcast. I was not hired to do it this year. When I was thinking about, Dylan and I have a really good relationship, and we're constantly talking about ways to get a variety of people involved, bring the community back together. That's a huge aspect of what Wodapalooza is all about. Anyone who watched the speech that he gave on Sunday night in CrossFit Miami Beach can see that. And so I threw this idea at him to do these pre and post shows, bracketing the broadcast. And I kind of said to him, I would love to do this, but I don't think I'm a good enough draw or pull on my own. So the two names that we had kind of thrown out there that I could potentially host or co-host these shows with were Andrew Hiller and John Young. And I talked to Hiller about it. He wasn't really interested. He wanted to do his own thing, which is on par with his brand. And then I was like, told Dylan, I'm like, listen, I'm going to do these shows with John at Andrew's house, and let me see how that goes. And then it went well enough that I asked him that night, and he basically
we had not spoken before that,
right?
Like in a while.
The only messages we'd exchanged was about parameters for making our lists. We sent them blindly to Hiller, and then we just showed up there. I walked in after 30 hours of traveling or something crazy, and there was John. And we had a great time. And I mentioned this to him before I left, and he said, it's a possibility. Obviously, I got to talk to my wife. Let me get back to you. And a couple days later, I sent him, here's the option. And he took a couple days and he said, I have these questions, back and forth. He said, I'm in.
Cool. Awesome.
Said, how much are you paying me? And it was enough for me to go.
There you go. John has been clear that he could get paid in Cocoa Pebbles and in plane tickets. So I know that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Well, but
that's pretty on par, is it not?
If it's a plane ticket and spilling his Cocoa Puffs all over the floor, Not so.
So we had to get somewhere pretty quickly, and we didn't have a lot of time to get ready. And I was like, I'm gonna take a shower. Can you pour me a cup of Cocoa Pebbles, please, or puffs? And because he was done, he wasn't doing anything. He goes, okay. Like he was kind of awkward about it, quite honestly. I think it's
a weird fucking question.
It's a
to ask
reasonable
grown man
question,
to pour-
I think.
No, it's not.
He asked me this.
It's not
He asked me
even-
this through the bathroom door.
It's not even a little bit of it. Like it's an appropriate question for me to ask my fraternity brother that I lived with for 5 years. Anything. It's not appropriate for you to ask Brian that when you guys have had a 10-minute conversation.
Like 5 seconds later, I just hear the entire bag of Cocoa Puffs hit the ground.
Did you rip it?
And he
Did you,
goes,
go old school and explode?
he goes, oh no!
No, I had already successfully filled the cup, and I was going to put it back in, and the bag got caught on the lip of the container, the cardboard.
Not a consistent serial eater, are you?
He's like
Bad Luck Brian. Have you ever seen those memes of Bad Luck Brian? Oh man. Anyway,
this is interesting. This dynamic is absolutely blowing my fucking mind right now. I just want you guys to understand that.
Well, it was I had a good time. I was a little bit skeptical. I did not like being the only barbell spin person there. I did feel like I was like, okay, well, people are gonna think like I'm just with the Be Friendly crew, which is fine. No offense, Brian. But
whenever John says no offense, it's always exceptionally offensive just prior to it. It's crazy. He doesn't even realize
gets it. He gets it though. You get it, right? I mean, I got the vein of it anyway. Like what comes of that. But it was a great time. I'm glad that I came, and we'll probably do it. We'll probably do it again.
Cool. Let's see what else. Anything else Wodapalooza worthy?
I mean, I'll say this. I had a chance to talk to a lot of athletes about this, and also a few members in the community. But obviously, like there were just some really, really bad variables that Wodapalooza had to deal with this weekend. And I would say, even though we had to evacuate twice on Friday, that Sunday was about worst case scenario, where you get 2.5 hours into competition, and then nothing else is able to happen the rest of the day. And I've been in the back rooms with that team from Wodapalooza as they're trying to make those decisions. And I know a lot of athletes that are there, and they're waiting. And I talked actually to the Sentinel boys, Logan and Grant and Mason. Like they obviously left. They had to drive home. They had work the next day. They couldn't wait around for a decision. They didn't get a chance to do that open workout. They would have placed with their scores on the open leaderboard, either 5th, 5th, or 6th overall in the competition, won some prize money, had a kind of good weekend outcome. But they didn't get to do that because of the variables in play and the way that it went down. I know that Dylan and his team's intentions are honorable. I know the people that are making those decisions are using the best resources that they have. And I know that it's super frustrating for the athletes. And it's just like, it was never going to satisfy everyone. So I just would say, have a little grace for that situation. As frustrated as you are, just have a little grace for it.
So walk me through why you said that. I heard Stavon say something too. Is this that people were pissed that?
Dude, I mean, wouldn't you be pissed if you flew in from Australia and you only got to do 3 out of 6 workouts?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be pissed at Dylan.
No, but you got to vent it somewhere, So you
I suppose.
Say, F Wodapalooza. Now we're going back here. It's like, is that really rational? No. Is it understandable?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's Miami in March, man. It's always like they get evacuated every year at some point. Sunday is probably arguably the worst day ever in Wodapalooza history. I don't think they ever had to cancel an entire day.
Well, ever. Dude, the indoor that came from after it was awesome.
Yeah, dude. You want to talk about like
the Miami Beach gym, like that vibe, like when all of the teams got together and did that. And then the boys did the punishment afterwards. Like that was a great time. I talked to Emily Roll for the first time. She doesn't hate me, so that's cool.
That's good.
Just a rough estimate, John, how many athletes do you think you spoke to for the first time at this competition weekend?
It was very personal.
I didn't know it was like that. When he says it's way more like relational than like profitable or whatever, or getting views or whatever. I agree with that sentiment a lot. Yeah, in person talk to you, like it was significant. Talked to a lot of people that I thought didn't like me. Some really didn't like me, and some didn't, don't feel that way. So
who doesn't like you?
I'm not gonna put them on blast.
No, it's also just like you see so many people there, and there's John and I are walking around a lot together, and I'm like, to me, it's important to introduce him to some of the athletes, especially the ones from Europe that have come in. That like John's not going to be taking a lot of trips, if any, to Europe. He's got a business, coaching, his family, a young kid, like his podcast obligations, all this stuff, but they're there, and like we saw the guys from Norway, and I was like, hey, John, these are the Norwegian guys, and I think they're going to do quite well this weekend. And I'm like, this is John Young. And they're like, oh, the guy who hates Europe. But they're like saying that with a big smile on their face. Like they're just, giving him the, what do you call it? Giving them Mickey. Is that the Irish say? Because they can, because they're never going to see him either.
Traveling. But like Luca and Yona, I would have never talked to them. Had a great like dinner with them. Got their vibe. Yona's different than I thought he would be. Like in a good way. He's a lot quieter. He's like a quiet, stoic kind of a guy. It's just interesting. It's just interesting to see how people are.
Cool.
And that thing that happened on Sunday night. I mean, I had said to the team we were working with at about 1 p.m, I said, I don't think anything else is happening today, but they will definitely find a way to get these open workouts in for the elite teams. Like they have to figure that out. And they did figure it out. And obviously the community in Miami also rallied, and several CrossFit affiliates made their doors open for all the people that didn't have a chance to do it that day. And the next day, I think there were hundreds of people for whom that was the case, volunteers, spectators, other divisions, and then obviously the elite athletes. But that, someone said it was like an OC throwdown vibe. I mean, That environment, I've been a lot of places. That was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. And I felt really, really privileged to be there and to experience that in person.
Yeah, John, when did you do the workout?
John should have done it on Sunday after what he went through yesterday. I give him a hell of a lot of credit. I was like, when you were texting me yesterday, like the couple times you texted me, I'm like, this is so messed up. Like he's literally not going to be able to get to a place where he can do it before the submission window closes.
It was really tight. I submitted at 6:55.
Hell yeah. That's crazy.
Dude, it was it was a lot of pain after that too, because my flight was delayed for 5 hours. I ended up being on the plane like about 3 hours more than I thought I was going to be. So I was supposed to be home. Yeah, because we sat there for like 2 hours and then we deboarded for 3 hours, and then we had to be in the air like an hour longer than we should have been.
Nice.
And I was supposed to be home at 11, and I got on the floor we landed at 6. I got to my car at 6:20. My car wouldn't start.
Oh no.
And yeah. Like the engine light came on like 10 minutes before I got to the airport, or like the parking spot where you park at. Right. I was like, well, hopefully that's okay. It's not. We'll talk about that later, but so it wouldn't start. So then I called an Uber to that place and Ubered to the nearest CrossFit, which was 15 minutes away. Got to the U-Turn CrossFit. Props to them. It's by Humble, Texas. And got there at like 6:35. Put 95 pounds in the bar, put 10s on, started the clock. And then first burpees were during the workout. About 4 minutes in, I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done with this. Like this, just get a score. Like I don't care at all. Like I don't want to be here at all. And I didn't eat yet. So like I was on the plane, and then I went, like I hadn't eaten since 10:30 maybe. So like I was very hungry.
You never train even a little fasted, right?
I do
like a little empty. Do you?
I do in the mornings. Yeah, I don't eat until 11. most
Okay.
mornings. So like I train in the morning and then I eat and then but like when I'm eating. Like it's
I know.
anyway, as the public knows. Finished the workout. I was like, God, that's over. And then submitted it at 6:55, and then I Ubered back to my car, ordered a tow truck. The tow truck took like an hour. Had to sit in the little parking spot building for an hour, and then got my car towed to a 20-minute place, 20 minutes away place, and then my wife picked me up, and then I got home at like 10 o'clock.
Nice.
So I was supposed to be home at 11, and I got home at 10.
11 a.m.
Nice.
Nice.
And I woke up at 6 in the morning to go to the gym.
It's funny because on Sunday I had said to John, I'm like, dude, if I'm Dylan, I'm calling Dave Castro and saying, can we extend this like 24 hours for the open submissions? And John's like, what? No, everyone's going to get it done. I'm like, I don't know.
I absolutely said that. I'm like, it'd be fun.
Yeah, that rain was crazy.
But I just assumed, and I shouldn't assume, but like that we would fly okay. But no, Miami airport. The fact, Tyler, you should not show your face on Wednesday, because the fact that I beat you in this workout in those conditions is disgraceful.
Sad.
It's disgraceful. I honestly think I'd only be like 11 reps better if I was fresh, but it's 11 burpees and clean.
You weren't, you weren't that far off really from the number that you had wanted to achieve. Like fitness was obviously still there. I mean, it was a horrible day, and you still got pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could get finish the cleans. I think I could finish the cleans, and that would be. What
was the actual number of reps that you got?
194.
And didn't you say like 215 was what you were shooting for? Something right about there.
Yeah. So I think I would have gotten there had it been an okay. I did a lot of knee burpees. 4 minutes in. I'm talking 4 minutes in.
The old man burpee.
It was very clear. I told Dallin this. Dallin asked me, he's like, "Did you get it in?" And I was like, 4 minutes in, it became very clear to me that I am not you. Because he
that's when it became clear.
He was warming up for the workout at 9 a.m. and then he didn't get to do it until 6 p.m. He goes, "Dude, I've been warming up for 9 hours. This is like he didn't feel great going into the workout." And we talked about the decisions he made, because it was a great comeback by him and all that. And I was like, my decision was made 4 minutes in the workout. And yeah, I went to my knees immediately. The old man burpee. And
I was very impressed with Dallin on that workout.
Like single cleans the entire time, CJ.
Immaculate pacing.
You were 95. Proud of you.
Yeah.
What yeah, it was I mean, Dallin didn't finish though, did he?
No, he didn't finish, but Saxon came out balls to the wall and looked like he was going to win the workout. Like he was holding on pretty good.
It was hard to follow. It was hard to follow, like with all the camera bouncing back.
And Dallin hawked him at the very last minute, and he beat him by
he beat him to the end.
He beat him by 1 rep. Like he needed every bit of those touch and goes. By the way, I want to give props to Tyler. He did win the open, me versus him, or on the spin. We're actually very close together, but he did win. So props to him. Good luck to him.
I'm guessing that if you would have gone for that big set of muscle ups, you might have been a little closer.
Yeah, it's okay. Good luck to you in quarterfinals, Tyler. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Did you make quarterfinals, John?
Yes, CJ. I was 88th percentile.
Right.
What kind of dig was that? I didn't appreciate that at all. Let's see how you do in quarterfinals, CJ.
I still beat you in the open there, champ.
But
I'm an invalid.
Let's take every media person and let's do quarterfinals, and we'll see what happens.
I don't care about them. They're all able-bodied humans. Hey, we're one stroke away from being in the standing diagnosed division of the adaptive. All right, so get fucked.
One other thing I'd like to say about this weekend from a competitor standpoint is it looked to me like Gabby McGowan is going to be back in the mix this year for our first competition back. Obviously, anyone who's been through a traumatic injury like that knows that there's nothing you can do about it. Like there's going to be a mental block of doing some of the things. She was pretty much tested on everything from box jumps to rope climbs, double unders, to sand running, to burpees and thrusters. Like you couldn't really program a more Achilles demanding set of tests. She ended up winning that heat. I think three of the girls. No, Paige won it. She got third in the heat, but she finished the workout. And I mean, if you're looking forward down the line, she's supposed to be at Mayhem. I think she'll find her way to the games one way or another, and I think she's going to be, at the worst case scenario, in the mix for the top 5 there.
At the games?
Yep.
I wouldn't call that quite yet. But I do think she is back and she will be at the games.
It's all right. It's easy to be on the Gabby train. I definitely hope so. Keely's re-injury is a tough one for sure. All right, cool.
Now, the worst thing that could happen to her is that she doesn't qualify at Mayhem, goes to another live semifinal, doesn't qualify, goes to an online semifinal, qualifies, and now you've done 3 semifinals to get there. She needs to compete, qualify, and prepare.
Be able
that's the recipe to get
sure.
in the mix for the top.
I mean, I think that's the recipe for everyone, but I understand her sentiment, like specifically, right? Like she's still in a recovery standpoint.
Yeah, Gabby, I think the right semifinal is probably Syndicate. So like if you're watching, I know Gabby's a big WODprep fan. I would come to the Syndicate Crown. That's where you'll make your way to the games.
It'd be interesting to see. The Mayhem lineup is pretty stout. A lot of the athletes, obviously from Europe, are probably booked their tickets and coming in, but it's only 3 spots there, and there's more than 3 top 10 game athletes in both the men's and women's field.
It's gonna be good. When is it? It's
a month from today.
A month from today. Cool. I don't like their invite. I'm just gonna be honest. I hate it. I hate like every bit of it. I don't.
I mean,
like
that's
all the invites.
I don't think it should be. I
think they have a bit of a monopoly going on too. And
well, I mean, so let's be clear. I think everything that Mayhem is for the community this is totally another can of worms, but I don't want to dig too much into it. I think everything they are for the community is amazing. 100 over 100. Like, I love it. I love every bit of it. What they do, what they bring, what Rich brings, the money they put in, all of it. Right. I love the content, everything. But I just don't think they should program events that aren't theirs. And I don't think that they should be allowed to have invites. I think it should be directed from quarterfinals or some form of qualifying process.
I love
play my clip from the start of the podcast.
What'd you say?
If you signed up for the game season, don't get to complain about it.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I'm not competing in the game season, this is the whole point of these kind of shows, right? Is to voice an opinion. This is just an opinion show. That's all it is. Right?
I love Lamp.
So what's the? But great. So if that's a problem, then what's the solution?
I mean, I just think they should. I think there should be some sort of qualifying process. That's it.
There should be some kind of more competent person managing the game season.
Yeah. I think there is probably.
It's not Mayhem's fault. They're being allowed to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
You think there should be rules enforced in the semifinals? There should be a uniform way to go to semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, in some capacity. I mean, I don't know, and I don't even know if it's. It probably needs to be uniform, but you can't ask everyone to, just based on the time, right, and when things need to happen. You can't ask everyone to do 7 qualifiers before the Open. Right? I think that's silly as well.
It's a decent point. Like, they are allowed to do it.
Yeah, sure.
So,
well, it's like
should you hate on it because they're allowed to do it?
I'm not hating on Mayhem for it. Everyone knows who I'm hating on for it. I don't need to reiterate that.
I'm not talking
these
about
athletes.
You.
But these athletes are saying, I'm burnt out already. I've done a Madrid qualifier. I've done a French qualifier. I've done a WFP qualifier. I've done the Open. I've got to do quarterfinals. I'm here at Wodapalooza.
It is their choice.
They don't know what to do because the season is so random. The game, like 4 of those 5 online qualifiers is for the same season before they ever get a chance to compete in person.
I mean, well, WFP's, I think in this specific context is irrelevant because that's their choice, right? And
no, I disagree with that. It's definitely relevant because they don't know what's going on in the game season, and it's so hard to make the CrossFit Games. And all you have to do for WFP is just do these 3 workouts and keep yourself relevant. And then depending on the game season you can bow out of that anytime you want. Or if the game season doesn't go well, which it's not going to go well for most people, you keep a door open to get another good high-level competition experience, maybe make a little money.
Yeah, but I think that's a pure choice, right? Like the goal, like the games, like no matter what, like you said, right? Like we knew what the season structure was before it started. Like you knew.
That's not entirely true. people are just finding out about the invites to French Throwdown after it's already happened. After they've already been told by the competition organizer that it's not going to happen.
Well, that's that. Well, okay. Well, I mean, I didn't even know that. When, so they're just inviting random, like,
No,
just,
Roman.
oh, Roman got an invite.
You don't know about the Roman deal?
Nope. After 600th in the
Well,
Open.
That's another show.
All right, another show. All right. I need to do some work. I'm tired. But I appreciate you guys for coming on. John, thanks for the surprise. Brian, thanks for giving me some time.
How was it yesterday?
My show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Was it lonely or did you do good?
Dude, I did solo shows for like a year, bro. Every morning for like an hour and a half.
Okay.
I like a solo show. It's good.
Well, you didn't like it. You were very vehement over the phone that you did not like it.
Well, Monday night when we have a plan, I didn't like it because
I told you I don't know if I'm gonna make it, dude. I'm trying.
He just missed you. That's all.
I did. Well, it was John and Claire. I missed both
You
of
should
them.
be more mad at Claire because
I did not.
I
really
hope
miss
you know
last
this,
night.
John, but I will never be mad at Claire. Ever. Just to be clear.
If I was in the airport, I would have got on.
So see, Solo Fridays were legendary. Trish knows. She knows.
I was
All right.
in the truck when you were mad.
I did some research, CJ, on you in the last couple of weeks. Very impressed with what you've done over all the years. Appreciate all the contributions. I am a new subscriber to WODprep.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
And WODprep Academy. He's just signed up for it to learn how to do things.
Unlikely, but that's okay. Well, I don't know how much there is to research, but I appreciate the sentiment in the statement. So maybe more moving forward, right? So we enjoy doing this. It's fun. And yeah, it's a good time. I convinced John. Well, actually, Travis convinced John. I didn't even want John on the show. And the guy that I wanted on the show pulled John on. It was great. And then he bailed. So it was perfect.
Dude, Travis was like, I don't know why he's asking me and not you. Like, I'm like, that is weird.
Well, it was because I was trying not to just do the same thing. I didn't want to just like
you didn't
try to pull my way into the Savon world at that point in time. So,
Are you pulled in it?
I don't think I've ever spoken with Savon.
There you go. You're your own thing.
Yeah. I chat with Taylor regularly. And I don't know. That's about it.
Dude, the Travis deal should be studied.
Right. That was crazy. Anyways, all right, let's end the show if we're gonna chit chat. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I love you. Yeah.
Thanks for a Tuesday night show. Brian, thanks for coming on. John, thanks for being here, and we will see you guys. Oh, the workouts released Monday. We'll do a Monday show. It's basically right after the. It's not working tonight. Oh, yes, it is. After the quarterfinal workouts are released, Boz really screwed us over with releasing them 3 days early because we had plans to do all the stuff that we do on Thursday, but it is what it is. So we'll have a show on Monday to talk about it. We'll be here. Me and Claire will be here. We won't be here Friday. I might do a Friday morning show, but Claire will be in Pensacola for Beach Brawl. But yeah, we'll put out a lot of content next week for quarterfinals as well. So we'll see you guys then and have a great week. Congrats on the Open, and we'll see you guys at quarterfinals if you made it. Thanks, guys.